Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Entrepreneur Interview Series presented by the Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Association at Carnegie Mellon University. I am Ishgun Singh, Arora, a rising sophomore at CMU, and today I am pleased to welcome the founder and CEO of Varuna, Thomas. Varuna was incorporated in 2016 and is a design studio that uses Minecraft as a tool for education, marketing, and entertainment. So, Thomas, hi, it's certainly a pleasure to speak to you today. Could you please introduce yourself to us?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. My name is Thomas Sulikowski. I'm also a rising sophomore at Carnegie Mellon University, and I'm in the Tepper School of Business right now. So, as was just mentioned, I am the founder and CEO of Varuna LLC, which is a design studio that works within Minecraft. So, a lot of the things that we create in Minecraft, specifically in the creative mode of the game, are architectural works. So to explain a little bit of what Minecraft really is, it is one of the largest video games. It has over 400 million sales internationally or active users. And it has two main game modes. You have a survival game mode where the idea is obviously to survive, just like the name. You collect resources, you fight monsters, and you just try and survive as long as you can. But you also have the creative game mode, and that's the one that my company, Varuna, really uses the most. So in creative mode, you have an infinite number of resources. You can fly, you don't have to survive, you can't really die, and it's really like a digital Legos game. In the same way that you can create whatever you can imagine when you have Legos, Minecraft is just the digital version of that. And what my company does is that we've monetized just creating architectural works within Minecraft. So to dive a little bit more into the background of Varuna, really how it started and who our clients really are, there's two main categories in the company that I should explain. The number one and the original form of the company, this is really how we started going into business, was through commissions. So people would contact us, whether they are companies that saw a marketing potential with Minecraft or organizations that wanted to hold events through Minecraft, or just really anyone who needed an architectural work within Minecraft. And something like that could be like the Eiffel Tower, right? Someone would want the Eiffel Tower rebuilt in Minecraft. They would contact my company, Varuna. That is the commission business model that we had for a pretty long time. Someone would contact us, we would get the details, we would then come up with an estimate, we would create it, they would pay, and we would send them the actual file for this, creation in the creative mode of Minecraft. That was the commission business model that we had for the first 2 or 3 years, only like 4.5 years old. And now the new business model that we're following is one where we work directly with Microsoft. So you mentioned it at the beginning that in 2014, Microsoft bought Minecraft from the original creator, who is Marcus Persson, a Swedish developer. And ever since they bought it, they've been trying to figure out how they can expand the game, right? They bought it for like $2 billion. It was a very, very expensive price tag. So they're trying to figure out how they can keep growing the game, expand it to new markets, but more importantly, how they can get another generation of young people across the world to grow up with Minecraft. Because I'm 19 years old, I grew up playing Minecraft, but most of people from my generation are not still playing Minecraft. They've outgrown it. Microsoft wants to target the current, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, this new generation, and they want them to also grow up playing Minecraft. So ever since Microsoft bought the game, they essentially established a whole new version of the game, a whole new branch. And that branch has this thing called the marketplace. I can show it a little bit later, but the main thing is that built into the game directly, it essentially has a marketplace to buy and sell architectural works, which is exactly what Varuna does. So for the past 6 to 8 months, we actually landed a partnership with them, with Microsoft, and we've been creating architectural works directly for Microsoft. So that's kind of like the phase 2 of Varuna. That's the new stuff that we're doing. And in terms of goals, we want to transition more completely into creating works for Microsoft directly.
Okay, wow. That was a pretty solid pitch you gave me right there. Honestly, that's pretty interesting. So Minecraft started off as a game, and now it's used for a lot of other creative projects, and that is where
Exactly.
your company comes in, and you work in the creative mode, to summarize, of Minecraft, and you build projects for your clients. Now, going along the same lines, you mentioned a lot of companies that hire you to build certain projects for them. What exactly are these projects like? You said something about an Eiffel Tower. Wait, why would a company want to make you build something like that? Are these like virtual reality companies, or could you give an example of certain projects you've made, and what industry do these projects really fall into?
Absolutely. So recently, we've had more commissions coming in for companies, right? Or from companies. And particularly with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and the lockdowns nationally, a lot of companies are not able to have in-person teaching, events, or really anything that the company really puts on. That is this company called Zulu Republic. It's a company that every year hosts the largest music festival in Italy, and it's one of the largest across Europe as well. Every year, they have like 40,000 attendees that show up, but because of the coronavirus, they can't actually do it in person this year. So about 2 or 3 months ago, the CEO of Zulu Republic contacted me because this year they are going to have a Minecraft music festival. So it's going to be entirely virtual within Minecraft. And they contacted me because they needed a set. Since they can't build the set in real life, they need the set in Minecraft, and they need to make it in a way that is engaging for 30,000 or 40,000 people to show up and really interact while listening to the music from the music festival. What we ended up doing for them was creating an enormous stage with like a mosh pit center area where everyone could stand and watch the performances, as well as a Ferris wheel where people could like ride and have a good time virtually there. And then like a few bars where people could actually go in the game and I guess get a virtual drink. So I can also show some images of that if you would like, but that is a great example of a company whose business got cut off because of a global pandemic, and they pivoted to something that would allow them to continue operating, and that platform happened to be Minecraft.
Yeah, that's a really interesting application you mentioned there. Certainly, especially in a virtual world. I think Minecraft is giving you abilities to make stuff happen just sitting behind a computer screen. Actually, since you mentioned you have images and stuff, I think it'll really help our viewers to see something you've actually built hands-on. And if you could share your
Absolutely.
screen and show us one of your projects.
Yeah, here, I'll pull up a few images. So this right here is the actual music festival that we created for them. So back here, this is the actual stage. And then you can see this like wall or fence all around it. That's the outer side of the stage. So everyone would be standing here in the middle, of course, virtually in the game. And then if they want, they can actually walk out right here, the front, and walk down this path. And over here, this right here is a bar that I was talking about. And then if they continue going a little bit further, here's a Ferris wheel in the game that they actually ended up animating so that you could actually hop a different view of the stage as well. This was actually a project that we created in 5 days because they were in a very, very like strong time crunch, because just like any music festival, there's a lot of planning that has to go into it. So they gave us 7 days to create this, but we worked around the clock and got it back to them in 5 days.
So what do you, let me get this straight. So you're basically creating a separate game within Minecraft. Like you're using Minecraft as a tool to create story mode games, and then you're putting them on the marketplace, which is a Minecraft marketplace,
Exactly. That's exactly right.
which is what Microsoft pays you for.
Yeah.
Okay,
So go for
just
it.
and that is one model, and the other model is that you're making separate projects for companies on a commission basis.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're, in a lot of ways, they're exact opposites. The commission side of the company is one exclusive, really, high-end build per company or per client.
Uh-huh.
On the other side of things, in the marketplace side, you have one more encapsulating, more generic map that then gets put on the marketplace and gets sold thousands or tens of thousands of times. So it's the exact opposite thinking. You have either exclusive commissions or you have not at all exclusive maps that a lot of people can play.
What's working out better for you? Which one of the two do you think
the marketplace?
Yeah?
The marketplace for sure. So I mean, that gives us access to a community of like hundreds of millions of players. Yeah. So if you create a map that does extremely well, you can easily, get millions of sales on the marketplace.
Wow. Okay. And you touched upon your 4040 employees that you have. So how do you work with them? Are these freelancers that you hire for on a project to project basis, or do you have them as full-time employees in your company?
So we actually have 2 full-time employees, and those are the managers themselves. So the managers are full-time, but then the actual the architects, the artists, the developers, all of those, they are on a per project basis. So yeah, they are freelancers essentially, just part of the company as well. I'll also mention that these 40 members are from all over the world. It's absolutely a very international community. So only like 40% of them are actually from the United States. We have people from all over Latin America. We have a bunch of people from like Germany, France, Spain, even Portugal. We have quite a few Italian architects as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned France, but we have a lot of French architects as well. Really all over the world. We have some Australians. We have some people from Jordan, Egypt, really all over. So one of the benefits of that is since everyone is in a different time zone, there's always work on a project 24/7. Because everyone's daytime is at a slightly different time. So someone might work on the project for 5 hours, and then someone else will come on and work for another 5 hours, just all 24 hours a day. That's what really gets our projects moving through the pipeline.
Okay, so how do you go about the entire recruitment process? Do you vet people based on their online LinkedIn profiles? Like, what do their resumes look like? What experience do you want your people to have?
So originally, when we first started in 2016, my form of recruiting was going to Minecraft related websites that really had this active community of just Minecraft players, and then trying to find people who really shared a passion that I had for the creative side of Minecraft, the creative game mode. And really what that looked like was just me posting like a forums post saying, hey, I have this idea of starting this company. If anyone else has a similar interest in the creative side of Minecraft and maybe, can envision a architectural company within Minecraft, then feel free to reach out to me. I would love to start something like that. That's really how we started recruiting. It absolutely was not the best way of recruiting, and it didn't get us a lot of people. So in the first week or 2 weeks of the company, we went to like 3 or 4 members. As we've grown as a company, we've built more of a brand name for ourselves. So within the actual like creative building community in Minecraft, if you say Varuna, people will recognize it. It's an extremely established name. So from the Minecraft community, the creative Minecraft community, we get a lot of applicants from that community. So our application form is always open on our website. If you really like architecture and you feel like you have a skill for it in Minecraft, then you can absolutely apply. If you really like Minecraft, but maybe architecture is not your forte, but you love like art and you can do Minecraft related art, we also have a position for that. If you can't really do art or architecture, but you love coding specifically in Minecraft, then we also have a position for that with the new marketplace works. We need a lot of that. A lot of developers on those projects as well.
Do you have competitors in this place, like direct competitors, or do you have individual people in the marketplace making products? Who exactly are you competing with, and how are you performing on that scale?
Absolutely, we do have competitors. It's an ever-growing market. The category that Varuna falls into is like a design studio, and there are a lot of design studios that are trying to utilize Minecraft. Some more successful than others, of course, but trying to monetize it in some way, shape, or form. And when it came to commissions, we really had to compete for them sometimes. So we would keep trying to push the boundaries of what we could create. If it was a city, we would try and make a larger city. If it was a smaller work, we would try and make it even more detailed, better than whatever anyone else was creating. And that ended up building a really solid portfolio on our website. So when you go and compare the websites of other design studios that work in Minecraft to ours, a lot of these clients, these commission clients, ended up picking Varuna just because of the extra effort that we put into building this portfolio. Now, with this marketplace work that we're doing, the Microsoft partnership, Microsoft has only partnered with like 6 or 7 companies, and Varuna is lucky enough to be one of them. So in that sense, Microsoft has eliminated a lot of competition because they're giving us this enormous market, right? Which is, the marketplace is just a button that's built into Minecraft now. It's about as built in as you can get. And there's only 6 or 7 companies that can actually create content for that marketplace and rid of any competitors that we could have had, because there's just such an enormous market. 6 or 7 companies are not going to oversaturate the market.
I really want to know the timeline from when a client approaches you to when you actually deliver the project. How it starts and how in 5 days, what do you exactly do? Because if you approach a software company, it's a very long process. They give you a scope of work. You go through that document, you tell them the changes to make, then they give you an estimated number of the hours that people will put in, you negotiate the price. It's a very long process, right? How does that work with you and your industry?
Yeah, so it actually works in a pretty similar way. There's 2 totally different timelines. One is the commissions timeline, and then the other one is the marketplace timeline. And between the 2, the marketplace timeline is much longer. Anything that we start designing, the shortest that timeline ever is around 2 months. So if we start a map today, best case scenario, it's on the marketplace in 2 months. So it's pretty long. It doesn't really compress very well. However, the commissions timeline, there's a huge range, but we have been able to get it down to like 5 or 4 days when we have the majority of the team working on a project. So the music festival project that I showed earlier, that one had 12 people working on it at all times.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think from what I understand, you've got your hands pretty full with this because all projects are different. You work with sort of freelancers, the people who don't full-time work to do. So you got to figure out on a project by project basis, how many people do I have to deploy? How many hours should they put in? What price should I quote? And this needs to be done in 5 days. So we got to get it out there. You must be pretty occupied with this. How are you able to manage this with your coursework?
Well, before getting these 2 managers, Varuna in a lot of ways was taking over my life. It was a lot of work that I was putting in every day. And really you would see a very dramatic increase in Varuna throughout the summer, which is when, classes were over. So whenever I was able to put in more hours, Varuna did better. And then in the fall, whenever I had to go back to school, Varuna did worse. So that was a pretty clear sign that I was the limiting factor in the company, that however much time I put into it was however much output I was going to get. And I didn't want that. So recently, only like a year or 2 ago, we actually got these managers. The marketplace manager is much newer, but the commissions manager has been around for like 1 or 2 years. And this guy, he works full time and he does everything that I don't have the time to do. So in a lot of ways, we do very similar work.
Yeah, I think it's certainly a blessing to have someone trustable and reliable to work in command, and someone, you know what, this person can handle it and I can trust the person. I'm pretty sure that's really helped you. And with the progress you're making, I'm confident that your company will keep growing further and further, and you'll have to figure out new ways to manage it with your academic coursework increasing as well. That's going to be a tough next 3 years for you, but I'm sure it'll be okay. Okay, where do you see yourself and this company in the next 4 to 5 years? How do you think the Minecraft industry is going to change? The gaming industry is going to change anyhow once COVID is over, while COVID goes on? What are your goals?
So the short-term goal, or I guess like the middle ground goal, not super far in the future and not right now, but the middle ground goal in about a year or two is for Varuna to entirely transition to be a marketplace creator. So we are actually shrinking our commissions department every month. We're pulling more architects and developers from there to actually transition to the marketplace work. So in a year or two, the goal is for Varuna to have a new map drop on the marketplace every single week, because the marketplace refreshes once a week, every Tuesday. And if we miss a week, that is a missed opportunity at earnings, right? It lowers your profits when you don't drop a map, because since the marketplace gets completely refreshed, what you put there last week will be much more buried. It won't really be visible, and your sales don't really come after 7 days. They all happen in the first 7 days. So the goal, the medium distance goal into the future, is to create a map every single week. And to do that, we have to transition the majority of Varuna over to the marketplace department. Longer into the future, Minecraft is not going to be a game in like 20 years. That I can basically guarantee. It will survive for the next 5-10 years, but I think 20 years into the future is pushing it. There will be different types of video games. Probably VR is going to be the next big thing. So the options for Varuna are either to ride the Minecraft wave for as long as possible, and hopefully Microsoft manages to pivot Minecraft into a VR game or something like that. And the other option is to transition to the next big video game, like if there's an equivalent to what Varuna does in Fortnite, say, but Fortnite is dying out now, so it would be the next game after Fortnite. But we have options whether we want to continue with Microsoft and see what they do with the game. Maybe Microsoft comes out with a new video game, and since we already have that partnership with them, it would be very easy to just transition from a Minecraft marketplace creator to this other game's marketplace creator as well.
Demand, you've told me about Minecraft. I really think in like some time I would be surprised if business schools or universities begin teaching different content within the game itself. You know what? Minecraft is a big industry. You can actually make money in this. Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Thomas, for your time. And I wish you good luck with your future with this company. And I must say, everything you're doing at 19 years of age is really impressive and certainly an inspiration. All young viewers and college students out there. Thank you for watching this episode of the Entrepreneur Interview Series presented by the Undergraduate Entrepreneurship Association at Carnegie Mellon University. That was Thomas, the CEO and founder of Varuna. You can find more information about his company by visiting their website at the link provided below. Thank you for watching once again, and have a great day ahead.